It's going to be an incredible matchup. The Huskers just came from their win against the Black Shirts out of Chicago. They just won that game by about 2 touchdowns or so. Now they're getting ready to play Sick with it. Hey, Moss, can we grab you really quick? Hey, you're all ready for the championship game. You guys were here last year. Is there a new mentality or play the same football as last year?
I would say that it's definitely a new mentality, but a better one. We're trying to two-peat, and we came here to handle business.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you guys got a tough game over there with Sickwitted. They're a great team. Gone on a great stretch here in the playoffs today, just as you guys have as well. Do you guys change anything against this team? I'm not sure if you guys have actually played against them yet. So do you guys change anything against them today?
No, we're just going to play our brand of Broskers football.
Yeah, and is that what we're going to see all day today? We'll see you guys just playing Broskers football.
Absolutely.
All right, you're from Moss. We'll see you Broskers football. Thank you so much, Moss. Appreciate it. Hey, good luck.
He got an interview.
So now we're headed down on the field. A lot of guys are kind of in the mentality that, hey, no matter what, we're not going to change. We'll stay the same. This is our game. We've been playing this game all weekend long. 2 days out here. They've mastered day 1. They've come out here day 2 now, and here they are. They're ready to move on into the championship. They were here last year, so this is nothing new for the Huskers. Sick with it on the other end. They're getting ready to prepare for potentially their first championship, if it's not their second or third championship here, Best of the Best. I was speaking with one of their captains earlier, and he said there's nothing that they're going to change. This game they fought for all weekend. They knew they were going to be here. Now that they're in the moment, they're kind of just soaking it all in, making sure that they don't make the same mistakes that they made earlier in the weekend or earlier today. They don't want to have another repeat of a team or a game like CTS, and so they want to be able to probably push the metal a little bit further against a dangerous and potent Husker. So we see them now here getting warmed up on the field. You've got Sick with it on the other side, and you've got Huskers here. A lot of spectators here, and they're ready to see the showdown. They're ready to see this game go. Look, guys, it's been a crazy weekend. The Huskers have they've bled out everything for this game. Like I said, this is nothing new for them. This is something that locally, nationally, you call it. This team continues to just play football and win. And so now they're here again in the A division for an A stake at $8,000, and they're looking for that pot. So we're actually going to go to the other side really quick. But yeah, and so it's an incredible. We're going to grab some of these players here, but it's been an incredible tournament. The Huskers, I think that they would call this, they haven't started the game yet, but they would call this another successful tournament for them. So you can count this in the books. It's another successful tournament. This is what they do. They're here. They're ready to go, and they're locked in. Go on, and so if anyone's watching, that's what we're going off right now. This game is just about to get started. As you see here, the Huskers are teaming up. They're getting ready to go. On the other side, we've got Sick-Witted. We're down here at the turf field at Loveland Sports Park. We've got Huskers here, and then we've got the Sick-Witted on the other side here. And so what you're seeing right now is the Huskers get in their huddle, their team huddle. They're getting ready to break for the field. We're about just on time to get ready and kick this championship game off. Again, in the championship game, we've got the Huskers out of Colorado, and then we also have Sick-Witted out of Vegas. And so both teams, an incredible run at the championship. Both teams probably very fatigued. In a moment like this in the championship game, you look forward to what team can pull out front. Maybe this will come down to what team, whatever team scores first is the team that wins. And so we'll see that today. And so now what you're seeing is Sick-Witted that out on the other side. They're on the west side of the field. We've got the Huskers on the east side. We've got Huskers in white, Sick-Witted in black and orange. And so we're just about going to get ready to kick this game off here in just a second. But again, these teams are ready. They're here. They know that they've played a lot of football. You can be sure that their quarterbacks are ready to get this game going and ended. And so this will be a dogfight. You'll see a lot of chippiness. You'll see a lot of players kind of just trying to play quick ball to see could kind of get in front of the next team before they get in front. And so we'll see which team steps out in front first, and I think that whichever team steps out first is going to be the team to ultimately capture the championship. But we'll see how this goes, because just before we saw Sickwitted against CTS down on field 8. A very different game. We saw them take advantage at the very end of the game, but it was a defense, offense, tit for tat kind of game against CTS. Turn the tide and maybe change. They can't get off to a soft footing here. They have to get off. And if they don't get off fast, they can be in trouble. On the Huskers end, they're a potent team. They're dangerous. Same thing. Sickwitted can get out front. If they get out front, it can be hard to come back. You don't want to get into a comeback situation in the championship game. And so that's what's most important, is that you don't play that catch-up ball. You get out in front early, make sure that you have that little bit of room for error, maybe 1 or 2 plays or so. But pretty much you don't want to have any errors. You want to play your best football that you played all weekend long, no matter what. You probably face some cramps, some injuries, a little bit of fatigue, but hey, you're in the championship now. This is what you wanted. They're out of Vegas. They want the big bucks. They want the trophy. They want to go back home, and they want to hoist one up high. So they're going to try to take this out of Colorado, and we'll see exactly just how they do that.
Those are easy to give out.
Mic check, mic check. Jess, check your mic.
Check, check.
1 sec. This is why we do this.
Yes, sir.
Check it again.
Check, check.
Excellent. Well, from an audio quality perspective, we're good. For all those out there watching us right now, you can see that the camera is lagging a little bit, but we're in a place with not so great service, and of course, it keeps going back and forth. We're gonna have some new angles today. We're gonna have an eye in the sky, so we're gonna have the drone overhead, hopefully looping into the live video. We're gonna have this camera angle right here from the booth. We're gonna have Jahar with the GoPro walking around the field, getting some on-field interviews. We've got a little interview booth over here at the Turf Talk tent, so hopefully we can get some interviews from some of the players mid-game, post-game, you know, the whole deal. I wanna welcome Jesse Eaton back to the booth to kick off the best of the best 8 championship game here at Loveland Sports Park in Loveland, Colorado. Jess, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. What a weekend.
What a weekend indeed. There's been a lot.
Yes, sir. 36 teams. Down to two. Down to 2. You know, I knew it was going to be like this when the schedule came out. It's not even about, it's about talent, of course, 2 talented teams, but it's also about just hard attrition, just who can get to this point. 7 games in 2 days. We talked about this before, you and I, and here we are. First and foremost, a thanks to all 36 teams for playing, for coming here, for the out-of-state teams to fly out, in-state teams. Just great competition across the board. Just a good group of guys. 36 teams, all men that just still love football, want to play the game, want to compete. Of course, the cash prize at the end, of course, but in the end, it's still just a game we all love, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, the teams that have come out brought the energy, that's for sure. And, of course, that stepped up all the Colorado team. And, you know, everyone's bringing their family, their friends, their loved ones, their kids. I mean, there's so many people out here. I'm sure a lot of people traveled. But this has just been a weekend to remember. And, of course, it's only going to get better.
Of course.
You know,
Yes, sir.
today we're about to see a game.
Yes,
Sick
sir.
with it and Huskers. Of course, we had a feeling Huskers would be in the final. You know, I mean, there's so many good teams out there, and we were talking about black shirts. How ill were the black shirts? You know, they were just killing it. And then so many other teams, Playboy Bunnies came through and started surprising everybody, right? Shaking things up a little bit. Menace, let's talk about Menace, man.
Oh,
What happened today?
You know, it's tough to talk about Menace. Oh,
Indeed, I know. I didn't mean to put you on the spot
no,
like that.
no,
but,
you know,
but
tough loss versus a very talented Sick-witted team. Obviously, the score is what the score is. So they won, and we lost. Oh, frustrating. Just frustrating. Yeah. Oh, mercy.
well, and
Hey,
that's
for any of
okay.
my Menace boys listening, though, I love you guys. Tough game.
No doubt. You guys did real well. You know, this past few games, I've been setting up the booth and kind of over here, I've missed out on all the action. Can you tell me what you've seen in the semifinals and some of the, you know, we can even talk about some of the games before the semifinals, but tell me what you saw in the semifinals. I want to know how we got to a Huskers Sick-witted championship. I know the Huskers were playing, was it the black shirts?
It was, yes,
okay,
sir.
so the Huskers and black shirts, and then it was Sick-witted versus
CTS.
CTS.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That's one team that we are missing here on the field today.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What happened in that game?
You know what, CTS and Sick-witted, wow, back and forth. You know, it's tough to replay the full hour, but in the end, what CTS scores in the very first play, a screen at 80 yards. Sick-witted comes right back on their first play on a post, and they go 80 yards. And then from there, it was kind of a battle. I believe 20-16, right? Was that right? Sick-witted? Does that sound right? Anyways, obviously a victory, but just back and forth. A lot of close calls, just a lot of just great plays offensively and defensively. Just what a battle between two teams. You know, Sick-witted just, to me from the outside, they continue to win, and this is a compliment to them, despite just being exhausted. Just you can see halfway through the game, just exhausted, but just battling. You know, I mean, the fun thing about 7 games in 2 days is whoever wins deserves it.
That's
you know,
right.
I mean, there's no accident that you're here to this championship game.
Right. It's
you
not
know?
like a best of 3 or anything.
Correct.
I mean, you fought
Correct.
hard to get through
Yes.
this entire weekend.
Yes.
These guys are going to be draining all their energy in this
Yes.
game.
Yes.
And you know what? From the looks of what's happening on the field right now, the dancing, the
Yep.
you know, the hype, it
Yep.
doesn't look like they've lost much energy. I think they've tapped into their final source here.
Huskers
You know?
Huskers are they're a talented group. Between the Huskers, some bros actually teamed up with them. It's a talented group of guys, you know. And this is easy for me to say, of course, but genuinely a talented team, you know. This will be a good game.
Indeed, and Sick-witted out of Nevada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some would say that's Nevada's best team, but the play might, you know, have something
They
to.
might beg to differ. for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, but right now it's tough to argue at this very second who the best team from Vegas is, because they're out there.
You think we're going to have a high-scoring game, or is this going to be a defensive rout?
You know, I will say this. I have my thoughts on who I think the favorite is just by watching both teams. I'm familiar with the Huskers, but just played against Sick-witted twice and then watched them every game, you know. But I won't make that comment right now.
There you go,
You know,
there you
just
go.
gonna what I do want to see is a good games in 2 days. For all you know, it's the final score is 7-6.
Right.
But for all you know, it's 28-26. It just you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's so tough to tell.
The weather has really, yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
So
But-
luckily, the weather has really settled down for us a little bit
Yes.
here, right?
Yes. Yesterday was a little windy.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we had massive winds. We
Yes.
still have a lot of smoke. I don't know if anyone can tell in the background. That's that's not just clouds right there. That's smoke coming down
Yes.
from the Rocky Mountains. So I know these guys have been huffing and puffing fumes out here. It looks like it's cleared up though. Luckily the winds are not an issue. Sun isn't really an issue right now either. It's fitting to be a good game.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful conditions.
Yes, sir. I'm going to sign out. Appreciate you, Gene.
My man, Jess.
Here's to a good game,
Thanks
guys.
for joining.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if we can hear Jahar. Jahar Staples on the field right now. Looks like we're having some microphone issues there. And actually, I think what's happening is Michael's plugging into the live streaming device that we have, the wireless transmitter. So I think you're going to get some views from Michael J on the field. We're about to begin. Okay, first play of the game. Artie connected. 30-yard gain. Not sure who he connected to. TBD. Second connection, another 20, 30. Stopped at the 30. Okay. So no, keep all that right there. Yeah. So put that one right off. Go run him this one right. Yeah, Rob, Deshaun, anyone who's chiming in about the camera not being that great, this is it's just a little B-roll right now until we get hooked up for the on-the-field view for you. So give it a few minutes. We're going to have the best view you've ever had from the live stream, okay? Sick Widow with the sack. Artie from deep. Couldn't connect. Sick with it, first possession. Could be a false start. He's saying just put the camera back on and stand behind the QB. I agree. We might need to get a camera on the field immediately. My camera guy on the field is looking at me saying what's going on. He doesn't really have a good feed coming out of his camera. So we're gonna figure this out. 1 sec.